Hi there, I'm Ashton, a sound designer for games and interactive media, and this is a breakdown of how we implemented charge systems for weapons and shields in Harbinger of Spring. My team and I were really lucky to be involved in this project early into development. This gave us some extra time to create assets and refine systems, but it did also mean that many aspects of the game weren't finalized when we started designing sounds for them. Two examples of this are the amount of time it takes for our laser cannon to charge up before it fires, and the length of the game's Halo-style shield recharge system. Knowing that these variables were liable to change several times over the course of development, we decided to make these assets as adaptive as possible. Both the gun and shield charges are split into the same elements: an initiate sound when the sequence begins, a rising loop or a series of rising loops, and a completion sound. For example, our large laser gun initiates with a clunky trigger press, has a series of loops in the middle, and completes with the firing of the beam. The initiate and completion sounds of these sequences will always be the same, regardless of the charge's lengths. It's those loops in the middle that have to squash or stretch to make things more adaptive. For the shield recharge, a real-time parameter control updates with the player's shield level. If the player's shield gets hit, the RTPC updates to a new value. After a few moments, both the initiation and the looping sounds trigger, with the RTPC constantly updating as the shield begins to increase. Since this RTPC is connected to the pitch of the loop, it creates a rising tone that helps inform the player that their shield is returning. Given that this pitching is entirely based on in-game information, it doesn't matter how long the recharge is, or what level the shield is at when it begins to recharge, so long as the engine is feeding the information to Wise properly. Let's hear this in action. The laser is fundamentally the same, but it works in reverse. An RTPC descends as a player starts holding down the mouse button. The gun fires as it hits 0, snapping the parameter back to full to prepare for the next shot. As with the shield, the looping tones are the only part of the sequence that the RTPC affects, albeit in different ways. There are 6 loops that compose the gun charge, from whirring servos to synth risers, and, depending on the asset, it might be pitched, filtered, or attenuated as that timer ticks down. All of these loops combine to create a charging sequence that can be sped up or slowed down by adjusting a single variable in Unreal. Let's see how it sounds. Rather than constantly retiming assets by hand, it can often be worth finding ways to let Wise take care of that for us. These examples are pretty simple, but the core principles can obviously go a lot further and apply to an array of situations. If you have any questions or want to show me something cool you've made with these techniques, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and have a great day.